Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I can't lie, it's been a horrible start to 2025. I really don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to get emotional, but we're going to keep it positive and we're going to reminisce about 2024. I wanted to get up some type of recap of my favorites. I kept going back and forth on what I wanted to do. I was starting to get overwhelmed and I really just wanted to get back into filming, to be honest, and just find a little bit of joy. So I decided to pick a top 10 for 2024. I did this for a few reasons. One, I really like the idea of having like a 2024 time capsule of makeup. So I wanted it to be kind of like a snapshot of 2024 makeup favorites. And I wanted it to also include a lot of products that were favorites that came out in 2024. Not all of them are that, but a lot of them are. You know, I also tried a lot of makeup in 2024. I want to say I probably bought the most, tried the most in 2024. It was so fun, but it was also a year where my makeup preferences and style changed quite a bit. And I feel like, although I tried so much makeup, I really felt more like my routine and products were more minimal than ever. I was finally able to like lock down a good travel makeup bag this year, which has never happened. I'm always someone that brings like so much makeup and extra stuff, but I really had locked into some of my favorites, what I actually needed, and really just simplified my routine overall. I've been enjoying doing my makeup more than ever. Don't get me wrong, like I love doing it, but it's changed a bit with my lifestyle and what I'm wanting. So anyway, that's kind of just like the overall picture of what I was thinking when I picked these items out. And I also didn't want to completely just be a broken record. I mean, you guys will have heard of these products. You know, I like what I like, but I do have a few bonuses too. So anyway, let's just get into it. Top 10, no particular order. We'll get this one out of the way really fast because I talk about it all the time, but the Natasha Denona concealer, the High Glam, it's the best, baby. It is the best. And I don't even actually use this for concealer. I use it as an all over foundation. I feel like it just gives great coverage. You can sheer it out if you want something more minimal. You can get a pretty full glam look with it if you want that too. If I'm filming, I usually go for this. If I'm out and about, if I'm gonna go on vacation, if I don't have time to mess with my skin looking bad throughout the day, if I really need it to stand up, this is the one I'm gonna go for. I just feel like it is the most foolproof product for me at the moment. Like, I have other things I've liked this year, but I've also tried so many horrible skin tints, you guys, horrible. And this one just wins out. I will give a shout out to the Sigma skin tint. That was like another product I really did like, and it did come out this year. So if I had to pick another product, I would put that in here, but it's still like this one still beats it out just a bit. I just feel like so many of the foundations are playing me. My skin has changed a lot in the last little bit. I'm fighting a lot of stuff. Even right now, it is not in the best condition because I'm just so stressed out. But yeah, if you're looking for a great base product and you haven't tried this yet, I highly recommend it. I do have a code with Natasha Denona, so you can save 15% off with that if you want. That is affiliated. But I think this is my third one. I think I'm on my third tube. So yeah, and it lasts a long time, even using it as a foundation. Okay, another huge win for me personally this year, and one of my favorite products are the REFERRAL Blur Lip Liners. I love these. I'm wearing the berry one right now. I've been wearing a red lip a lot more specifically because of that berry shade. I just think it looks so pretty. It's so easy. And I find this formula really unique because it is kind of that blurred, powdered, almost like a velvet look. It's slightly sheer though. So when I use it as a lip liner, especially in the shades like Opal, Stone, even Mauve, those are like the three I can do that look most similar to my lips. But I would say Opal is the best My Lips But Better shade, and specifically as a lip liner, it just looks so good, especially if I'm just going so simple on my face. I've done my foundation, maybe my lips are looking a little ghostly, you know what I mean? I can just use that, bring some color back to my lips without it looking like a harsh line because it has that blurred effect, but it still gives me some definition. It still, like, you know, emphasizes my lips. I just love them. Like I mentioned, I'm wearing berry today. Really love this shade. I love Opal. That's probably my most used one. Mauve and Stone, I've also used quite a bit and really enjoy. The other two, Umber and Teak, are just a little bit darker for me, and I think they would look best if you had like a deeper skin tone than me, but I just think these are unique. I'm obsessed with them. You guys have heard me just talk about them. I do want to mention though, because I don't want you to get them and be like, what the absolute, you know what I mean? But these do come off the base, kind of like how stick shadows can, so be careful. Do not whip these out. I still find them completely usable and they don't hinder me, but if that's going to be a no-go for you, I just want to throw it out there because I have had that with a few of them, and I've also read some reviews on Sephora. I hope they can fix that. I think it's just part of the formula though, because again, it's like almost a silicone-y, powdery matte feel that isn't necessarily drying. And although it doesn't lock down, I do find I get some pretty good wear, especially with the berry. That's the shade I can really tell stays on my lips because you can see it so well. So anyway, I love these. I think they are beautiful. I highly recommend them if they seem like something you would be interested in. I just find them to be either really easy, or if I'm doing red lip, also really easy, but for something a little bit more bold. I'll finish talking about the other lip products in here. This Fui gloss has taken over my life. I freaking love it so much. This is the vanilla shade in 30%, and I just love it. First off, packaging is the cutest thing you've ever seen. It's so adorable, and the color is also so beautiful. It's a 30% gloss, which means that it has some sheerness to it, which is something I tend to like. They also do 70% if you want something a little bit more opaque, but this with a lip liner for every day, beautiful. Even on its own, the shine is stunning. I feel like it makes my lips look plump and it kind of smooths them out. It has a beautiful feel on the lips. It's cushiony and glossy without feeling sticky, and it wears really nice as well. It's just beautiful. If you've been hearing about the Fui products, they are so good, and specifically, again, I've been loving the vanilla 30% shade. They have other shades, but this one I love. Kind of similar actually, but the Ole Henriksen lip balm is the lip balm that I feel like really was stand out this year. I specifically like the strawberry sorbet shade the most, and it's kind of similar to the Fui gloss. Like, it's kind of that baby pink. This one's very sheer and is slightly thicker and a tiny bit stickier. Not actually sticky, but a little bit more grippy, I would say, on the lips. This one also feels just slightly more hydrating and, again, kind of cushiony, and it's just great if you've been hearing about these. This is definitely on the great side of the tubed lip balms. There are some bad ones that have come out. This one deserves all the hype that it's getting. It is so, so good. That's all my lip products, but really in general, I have been enjoying just branching out. I have been going more simple overall with my eyeshadow looks. I still like eyeshadow, but I will say that my choices have been a little more bland, a little more basic, and I love it. I've been loving it. The pendulum definitely swings, and I have just enjoyed a lighter eye look, which gives me the room to play around a little bit more in my lips, and I've definitely been enjoying that. But for eyeshadow, I only have two options in here, and you probably knew these were coming, but I love these Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. They are not all created equal. I have a whole video on these, okay? So that will definitely get you all the information you need if you haven't seen that video, but I do think that they're beautiful, and if you've been more of an eyeshadow minimalist, if I'm being real, these are what I've been reaching for. I really love, what is this one? Do You Know Who I Am? I do like Still at the Club, but if we're talking about basic ass eyeshadows that I've been wearing, and I did call it in that video, Talk to My Team has been my favorite, specifically the shade. I mean, I don't have an embossing on it anymore. I've been using it so much. It just goes with everything. It goes with a bold lip. It goes with a neutral lip. It is just easy to tap all over my lid, put a cream shadow down, put this on. Absolutely stunning. So I really do like these. I've been reaching, again, especially for Talk to My Team and probably Do You Know Who I Am? Those are the two I've used for sure the most. I love that they're compact. You guys know I love a little treasure pot. I love a single shadow, and a duo is just that next level perfect amount for me. So I love this, but I do want to put in here, and this is, I don't know, you can either put this as the bonus item or the next item as the bonus item, whatever you want, but I am going to shout out this e.l.f. single shadow. That's what I have on my lids right now. These are not the same as the Patrick Ta. I mean, they're both shimmery. This to me is more similar, I guess, to the Urban Decay Moon Dust, but specifically the shade Champagne Showers, I do think is really nice for $6. Not that I would put anything in here in this list because the price is low. I mean, it's a great product regardless, but I mean, it doesn't hurt that it's $6. This one does have a little bit of hard pan, but to be honest, even my Urban Decay ones get a little hard pan, so it's not that big of a deal to me. And I think the sparkle in here is really beautiful while still being semi-subtle. It has a nice fine shimmer to it that I've really enjoyed as well. You know, kind of depending on what look I'm going for, you know, because I like the little intricacies of all the shadows. This definitely has a place in my collection. I think it was a great release and I really love it. I think it's a great product. So specifically this shade, I haven't really tried the other ones as much, but Champagne Showers just goes with everything. And again, kind of goes with that basic eye look I've been doing. The only other eye product I decided to put in here is a shadow stick. This one specifically is from Pixi, and I wanted to put it in here because it's a matte shade, and you guys know I'm a shimmer girl. I love shimmer, and you know, I can see myself using more and more matte. So I thought it was worth putting in this kind of capsule, like the beginning of me returning to matte shadows. And specifically this is the shade Matte Cognac, and it's just a beautiful brown. I feel like it blends out so beautiful. It makes a great base for any of the shadows I just mentioned. Even on its own, I think it looks really great as well. And in general, I just love a shadow stick. I love wearing them as bases. So I have so many favorites. If you go back through my videos, Sephora recommendations videos, all that, you will get tons of recommendations. But this matte one from Pixi is definitely in there as well. I've been reaching for it so much. And I wanted to mark the fact that mattes are returning back into my life. I only have one bronzer in here, and this is the bronzer I've used the most all year. You can see how cruddy it looks because I've used it so much. And that was a big part of me picking these 10 products, is like, what am I actually use? Like, what got the most wear from me? What is going on my face when I'm not filming, when I'm not here with you guys? And this is definitely the bronzer that I've been loving this year from Tom Ford. I didn't realize this was like a limited edition. I don't know. I saw this on Sephora. I've definitely been enjoying trying out and dabbling in some luxury makeup this year. And this was an actually good pickup. Not all of them have been. I think I'm gonna do a video on that because some of the luxury makeup is just a scam, y'all. It is a scam. But this one really has become a workhorse for me. I don't know if you can get it. I don't know why a bronzer would be limited edition. I don't understand that, but this really has gotten a lot of love, and I'm happy about that because it's so expensive. Tom Ford stuff is just so pricey, but it's beautiful and it works really well. It's been by far my most used bronzer, I feel like, this year. I just use it all the time. We are on to blushes. There have definitely been some good blush picks, and kind of with the Tom Ford, this one, it took a second to pay off. This came out limited edition again, limited edition stuff. But this is the Love Scene blush. It had a really beautiful heart imprint in it, and you know, when I first got it, it's pressed pretty hard in here, so I have to use a natural hair brush with it, which I now use, and that's fine, but it was just fine to me. It was just like, whatever. But I think I did a shot mustache. I don't know, somehow I revisited this like a little bit after getting it, and oh my gosh, I'm like, I love it. This color is beautiful for like every day. And I use a lot of cream blushes. A lot of the time I will use a cream blush and then use a powder blush after the fact to kind of top off at the end of my look, and this is just perfect for that. There's something about this peachy color that works really well with a lot of the more terracotta warm shades that I use, and it has this subtle, and when I say subtle, I mean it, because I'm not the biggest fan of a really golden flip in my blushes, but this is the perfect amount of a sheen that gives like a healthy glow to my cheeks. I've gotten so many compliments when I wear this blush. And again, for it being so expensive, I initially thought, oh, I got suckered into the heart packaging, you know, like I got suckered into this limited edition thing, but it turned around, it came through, and I've actually really been loving it. Again, with this one, you can see the wear. The heart's getting a little difficult to see in here, and I'm just glad that I've actually been enjoying it and loving it. And I feel like that's also a theme or a thing I've really enjoyed in 2024, is just having those go-to products, like using blush over and over and over, using your favorite lip product over and over and over. I've loved that repeat use of products. Speaking of luxury blushes, I'm telling you, again, I've tried a lot of luxury this year, and these are the standouts for me. But the Gucci blushes, do I need to talk about them again? You guys have heard me talk about the Gucci blushes so much, I feel like, this year. These are just such easy formulas to use. I feel like they're like impossible to mess up. I love the amount of sheen that they have. This one was limited edition for holiday. It is the shade number 11 Intense Ruby. Love this shade so much, very happy with it. But the other one here, again, like a basic pink. When I look at this, I wouldn't think like, oh, that's my favorite blush, but it is. Like, I love this color on me. It adds the perfect amount of something just cheery to my cheeks and like gives some life to my cheeks without it being too much. And this is the shade Radiant Pink 03. So I love this. Again, the sheen on them is really nice. It doesn't highlight texture, but it does give a little bit of life, a little bit of luminosity. That just looks like a healthy glow. And you will have noticed there are no highlighters in this video. I know. I've bought highlighters this year. I've enjoyed some highlighters, but currently I'm at the point where I love looking at a highlighter product. I love swatching a highlighter product. And for specific looks, I will use a highlighter product, but I am not using them in my everyday life as much. I just, you know, I've been going more simple, and I've definitely been relying on my blushes to give me the shine of a highlighter, and that's been enough for me. I know. Who am I? I'm telling you, makeup changes. I used to not like highlighters, then I got really into highlighters. Now I'm not as much. I mean, I still love the powder, so, you know, I'm not saying I won't buy a highlighter, but in actual practical use, everyday use in this top 10, highlighters did not have a place. They did not have a place this year. We're on to the 10th product. I still have some bonus items, but this is the last like makeup item in here, and it's another blush, and it's from IT Cosmetics of all the freaking brands, okay? Of all the brands. That's a shocker, I gotta say. But the sun blushes are so good. I actually have a few shades, but my favorite is number 30. There's 5 different shades, and this is kind of in the middle. It's the perfect like terracotta shade for me. I just love that. It gives me that perfect like warm sun, just like healthy look that I've been enjoying. So I love the color of this, but the formula is also so beautiful. It is a cream, but it's kind of thin with a lot of pigment, which is something I really enjoy. It doesn't leave like a Vaseline film on my skin. Sometimes when blushes aren't pigmented enough, I feel like I have to build up that cream so much to get the color I want, but then that's a lot of product to be sitting on my skin, especially since I am oily. And so this one just works so beautifully for that. It also leaves a bit of a sheen too, but kind of dries down. It's just beautiful. I feel like I mention it every time I talk about them, but if you've tried the Phytosurgence blushes, I feel like this is a very similar formula, and I think that formula is outstanding. So such a good one from them. I really hope they expand the color selections in the new year, because they are all kind of this warm shade, and I'd love to see some cool tones, some different things, a berry, I don't know, some different stuff, but a beautiful formula from IT Cosmetics, and also a ton of product. This is one of those things where I'm like, we didn't really need this much product, to be honest. I don't know if it'll become like a House Labs blush thing where they will make it smaller eventually, because this is 18 grams of product, you guys, 18 grams, and a little goes a long way because it is quite pigmented, but beautiful. If you haven't checked these out, if you saw them and, you know, kind of forgot about them, because I feel like this launch just kind of went by, so freaking good, so good. I could have mentioned a million more. Again, like I said, I just didn't want it to become overwhelming. I feel like the list could go on and on. I could just repeat everything, the best products at Sephora, like we could go into it, but these are standouts that I feel like came out this year, or again, were really high use items for me. But that being said, I have some bonus items that aren't necessarily specifically makeup, but I wanted to mention them in here because I really do feel like it kind of rounds out my beauty capsule for 2024. This cleanser from Hamish has taken over my life. I'm obsessed with it. This is an empty, so this is my second one I went through this year. I'm ready to go into my third one. Like, I just love it so much. It's the All Clean Green Foam pH 5.5. I use this in my shower, so I use it every single day. It is gentle, but still effective, and I just feel clean with it. It also smells kind of nice. It's just a great, basic, and affordable cleanser. So if you were looking for one, this one I highly recommend. I just can't say enough good things about it, and again, I feel like I'm moving through them. I love it so much. I love it. I have a whole fragrance channel, so I'm not going to be mentioning a bunch of fragrances in here. I'm hoping to do, again, I'm like overwhelmed. Like, what do I do over there? How do I break down my favorites? Do I do it by gourmands? Do I do it by vanillas? Do I just do an overall? I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. But I did want to shout out the fact that the Way St. Bart's Body Mist came out this year, and I just love this scent so much. You guys know that. I love it. And I have a decent dent going in here. It is just the most luxurious, but still super beachy tropical scent. I feel like it pairs with all the body care so well if you want to do that, or if you just want to have this on your own. It's just perfect for summer. It's perfect also after the shower, even if it's not summer. So I like wearing it that way too. And honestly, it's been the year of body mists. The body mists have come out from every brand, I swear, but I feel like this is an actually good one where it lasts a long time. It smells amazing. And if you were looking for a body mist, you wanted something tropical, this is the one. This is so good. And I was just so happy we finally got it. We were teased it for a while. All right, let's talk about nails. 2024 was the year of press-ons for me. I actually didn't have nails on. I just put these on last night, and they are the new ones. I talked about these in the new beauty launches, but I did end up picking up the kind of bow ones from Glaminatrix at Sephora, but Glaminatrix in general, definitely my fave. I never was into nails before, but there is something about having my nails done that feels so good. Before I interrupted myself, I was trying to say that, you know, I hadn't had my nails on for a little bit, and although you don't need to do your nails, there was, you know, so much time where I didn't paint them, I didn't do anything, and it's fine. You do not need to do your nails. I will say I just feel really put together when I have my nails done. I just feel so cute. I can see them. I've talked about that before, but I just love that it's a visual thing I can see. I get to enjoy my nails when I see my hands grab stuff when I'm doing stuff throughout the day, whereas I'm not checking for my makeup usually when I'm out, which is sometimes playing me. I might need to just get better at that, because I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, Oh my gosh, I need to write letters and apologize to everyone I just saw. I mean, when I'm using my good products, I look in the mirror and think they're good, but when I'm testing stuff, you guys, oh my gosh. It's terrifying. Anyway, just had to shout out the fact that I got into press-ons. I was going to the salon, but I just hate going to the salon. I probably have said the story a million times in videos, so I'm sorry if I'm just a broken record. But being able to do my nails at home is great for me sensory-wise, because I just hate the experience of the salon. And I love that I can switch it up with my mood or my outfits, all of that. And I feel like I get some good wear. I can get like a good 2 weeks at least out of them. I love the short almond. This yellow one I've worn already, and I got a backup of it because I like it that much. But I also like the short oval, which is a little bit shorter, and specifically the chartreuse color, brat summer, but also just in general, I love chartreuse so much. It's called lime green, and these are another like go-to for me if I just want to have a more simple nail but still feel put together. You know, just have to keep shouting them out. Again, I never would have thought, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I'd really be doing my nails this much, because I really wouldn't put any time into it, but it is something I have really, truly enjoyed. Again, so much about my preferences when it comes to different beauty things, beauty routines, all that. A lot has changed in the last few years, so really love these. I would just stay away. These ones are more sheer, and I still think they're really pretty, but sometimes when you're wearing a sheer nail, you know, when you glue it on, you just gotta be careful so it actually looks good, because sometimes you can see either your nail under it or the glue and how it's sticking. So just a pro tip, maybe get opaque ones if that's gonna bother you. All right, last thing I have to just shout out, brushes. You guys know I'm obsessed with the BK Beauty brushes. I feel like anything you get from them is gonna be quality. I don't always talk about brushes, you know, it's just a tool. I'm always talking about the makeup, but the brushes make the makeup look good. So I do think if you're looking for an area to invest your money in when it comes to beauty, brushes can be great because they're gonna last you so long, especially if you take care of them, but they're not gonna expire, and they're gonna help you with the actual artistry and the actual application of your makeup. I love this blush brush. This is the best for cream blushes. It's the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A507. Love this. Use it with cosmetics, any blush. The Westman Atelier, they didn't make it in, but I love those cream blushes. It's so good. The angle makes it so easy to kind of stipple in and blend out my blush. So love this one. The super mega viral brush from BK Beauty. This is the A506, which is that kind of under eye concealer kitten paw brush, but it does work so well for getting under your under eye. So I highly suggest this, especially if you don't want to use your finger. I do like that method, but again, with my nails, sometimes, you know, I don't want to risk poking out my eye. And this really does a great job of blending out concealer while still giving nice coverage and not leaving too much product under your eye and in that area. So love this brush. Super hyped, but totally worth it. And you guys know, these are my top 3 brushes. Again, no matter what I feel like you pick up, they're gonna be great quality. And I do have a lot of other ones I love, but I feel like this precision angle is just so good, especially if you want to do a little wing. You can use it in your brows, you can kind of use it wherever, but I feel like for that perfect little powder wing, this is the brush that makes it so easy, especially if you don't want to get too carried away, you don't want it to be too thick. This has made it possible for me. It's the 208. It's great to catch BK Beauty on a sale, so highly recommend looking out for that, but I do have a code as well. You can always use that. I think it's Lauren10. Okay, last brush, and really it could be any brush. This one happens to be from Refer, and I do think the Refer brushes are great quality. They are natural hair brushes, but specifically I wanted to mention more of a technique here. I've been loving to use this to add shadow on my lower lash line. I sometimes will use liner, but again, with my more basic looks that I've been doing, I really haven't been going heavy on the eyes. I've been keeping them open, keeping them a little bit lighter, but I still want some definition, and sometimes it's just a little stark, especially if there's concealer under my eye. I just feel like I need something on that lower lash line to give some definition, and dipping a brush like this into any shadow, any matte, but I tend to use something more cool tone. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. You guys know, out of palettes, this is one of my absolute favorites, but really I can dig into so many palettes. I just need some type of matte that doesn't skew too warm. You don't want it too warm, or at least I don't, because with my skin tone and all that, it can sometimes look like my eyes a little irritated if it goes too warm. So I like to keep it more neutral or cool leaning, and I'm not looking for too much definition. So usually it's something that's like a light or medium shade for me, and I will just put that under my eye. And although it doesn't give me the most definition, that tiny bit that it does changes. It changes everything. It looks so good. It adds a little shadow, the tiniest bit of definition without it being too much contrast, I feel like, for every day, or making me feel like, oh, I have so much makeup on right now when I wasn't really wanting that to be the look. So if you aren't putting anything under your eye, but you kind of want a little definition, but you don't want to do like a black eyeliner, like I'm telling you, on my under eye, a black eyeliner is just a lot. It is a lot. A little shadow on a little pencil brush is perfect, and I highly recommend trying it out. But those are my top 10 kind of 2024 makeup in a nutshell, if you will. A little time capsule for me to look back on. Like I said, there are a ton of other great products that came out this year, but I really wanted to show you what I've like used, what I feel like is well loved and well used in my collection this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to know what your top 10 or like some of those really key heavy used products of 2024 were for you. I would love to know what you guys were enjoying. I am really excited to see what will be standouts for 2025, but anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I am sending you all my love, especially to everyone else in LA right now. You know, it's tough over here, but I hope you guys are doing well, and thanks so much for watching. I'm trying to get those videos going. Again, it's been a tough start to the year, but stay tuned to the channel. Stay tuned also to the fragrance channel. I'm hoping to get some videos up over there as well. And other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.